Goal Getting Podcast, Episode 14.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook and 30-day free trial at www.goalgettingbook.com. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
It's time for Goal Getting Podcast, and I'm your host, Tony Woodall. Welcome back, and I'm sorry, please ignore this for a moment. I always do. Just don't pay him any attention. It's just my subconscious mind. Do you hear those nagging thoughts and limiting beliefs when you're working on your goals? Is your subconscious mind trying to sabotage your success? Do you want to change those limiting beliefs and negative goal-sucking thoughts from your mind? Well, don't let your mind play goalie for the other team. Get the goals you set. Goal Getting Podcast teaches you how to turn those negative, limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind into positive, goal-setting, goal-getting, success-thinking beliefs with the Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em program. Kick the crap to the curb and get your mind playing for your team. Let's listen to this week's episode and get the goals you set. Hello, Goal Getters. This is Tony Woodall, your host for Goal Getting Podcast. I am so glad you can join us again today. I am so excited. My daughter's getting married next week, and we will be going to the Grand Cayman Island to enjoy her wedding. It's going to be a beautiful ceremony, and we get to watch her marry a fine young man. You know, marriage is a big commitment. Her mother and I, my wife, will be celebrating our 28th wedding anniversary the day we sail on the cruise to Grand Cayman. So we're not only going to be celebrating her wedding, but also my wife and I's 28th wedding anniversary. You know, commitment is very important. When you make a commitment, you're making a promise to whoever or whatever you're signing that commitment with to, do and be or repay something. You're making a commitment, a promise to them, for whatever it is that you're committing to. And people value commitments. I know it's one thing that I value highly is, my bond, my promise, and my commitment. And I once attended a seminar put on by a well-known owner of a collection firm. I was in the mortgage banking industry, and we attended this seminar about collections and how to get people to pay their mortgages and things when they didn't want to. And one of the things that I learned at the seminar was how to write a good collection letter and to make that first phone call to someone, but right when they haven't made their payment, make it early. They haven't made their payment, but you make the phone call earlier. You send out the letter early in that particular situation so that you can get ahead. And what they talked about doing was, and I'm going to give you the quote here, is it goes, "Hi, Mr. Smith, we're calling to ask when you plan to pay the payment you promised to make." And it's very important to phrase it like that, the guy said. He said that, when you sign a note and sign a mortgage or whatever, that take out a loan for whatever reason, you're making a promise to pay that back. And promises are key to honor. And in the mortgage lending business, for many years, when you take out a loan, you sign a promissory note. And that note is just that. It's a promise to repay the money on a specific date for a specific amount for a specific period of time until it's completely paid back. And goal getting requires that sort of commitment if you want to achieve your goals. To be successful in goal achievement, you have to make a commitment with yourself to do what it takes to get the goals you set. It's as plain as that. So as part of the Goal Getting, Don't Just Set 'em, Get 'em program, we typically recommend and encourage you to create a goal promissory note to get and set a commitment for success. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you want to do is create a document of some sort that you can write out, either type it out, put it on a computer that tells you what you're committing to. So you want to create a document that outlines what you're committing to. In your particular case, you're going to be talking about setting a goal, setting action plans, and things that you're going to need to do to achieve that goal. So when you're writing down your commitment in that promissory note, that goal promissory note, you want to be sure to include all of the things that you need to do to repay that debt or to, get that goal. So I'll put a copy of the one that I've used several times on our show notes page at goalgettingpodcast.com/episode-14. In that page, you'll have that link and you'll be able to open that up and kind of use that as a guide to how you should create your own promissory note for your goal, a goal promissory note. You'll be able to see that example, of what I've used before and give you an idea of what you can do. You could always read a mortgage promissory note, but they're usually a lot longer than I'm asking you and recommending you write, because of all the legalese that you have in there. But what you want to do is have some sort of document that you can write and sign. Now, this is a mental subconscious exercise that helps you to drive home your commitment to your subconscious mind. You can lie to other people, you can lie to your family, friends, or whatever, but you really can't lie to our own subconscious mind. And it's important that we write that commitment down, much like we're writing our goals down. We're putting everything into our subconscious mind because it is what controls, us continuing to follow what our why is and follow what the action plan is and set those things up. So what we want to do, and speaking of action plans, you want to go out and create an action plan and a measurement worksheet. And we talked about those on a couple earlier episodes. You want to sign those, and then you create your goal promissory note to, complete this agreement that you're making with yourself. Because that's really what you're doing. You're making an agreement with yourself to do what it's going to take to get the goals that you set. So, one of the things that, again, if you want to go out and look at our action plan, you can get your free copy of our goal getting action plan and measurement worksheet. We talked about on the other episodes, and I had links to those where you could get your free copies of those by going to the show notes on those pages. So I'll have links on the show notes for this page at goalgettingpodcast.com/episode-14. There, we'll take you back to previous episodes so that you'll be able to get those links to those documents that you can use to track your goals, set that action plan, and move forward. And of course, if you haven't already listened to those shows, I encourage you to go out and listen to those shows. So let's summarize a little bit. I want you to go out and create an action plan, create a measurement worksheet, fill those out, be very specific about what your goals are, what you want to accomplish. Write down what your goal is, be very specific, create your action plan. Get and create a measurement worksheet, outline what the specific tasks are that you're going to be doing, measure yourself for those on a daily basis, and you want to be sure you sign that measurement worksheet. Again, signing that on the dotted line is very important psychologically for us to be able to make that commitment. So do that. And then create and sign that goal promissory note. That's going to help you create that in your mind, in your subconscious, that you really mean business, that this is something that you're committed to, that you're really out there trying to achieve and say that you're going to do what you need to do. It's, again, building that promise. And, when I was growing up, my grandfather, and, he taught me that, my word is my bond. And I need to, if I'm going to make a promise to somebody, I need to be able to keep that promise and do what it takes to keep that promise. And that used to be the way we did business was, by our word. But as, we started getting more and more technical and into things, it got to a point where we really had to start getting people to commit by writing a promissory note of some sort. You used to be able to go to the bank and say, yeah, I promise I'm going to pay you, I'll get that money to you. And we would do that. But then we got to where we needed to start putting it down on paper. We had to start writing it. And that's where it's come to. And, most people, though, when they do that, when they sign on the dotted line, when they commit their signature to that document, they are actually specifying that they are promising to do that. And you need to do that with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What is it going to take to set your goals? What is it going to take to achieve your goals? What do you have to do, to find specific steps to achieve that goal? And when you're going to do it, you want to make sure that you have your deadlines, on that action plan, that you've outlined when you're going to complete each of those tasks, and then go out and do it. So once you've signed that promissory note and you've created that action plan, you know what you have to do, and you made a promise that you're going to do it to yourself, not to anybody else, and you just need to go out there and start doing what it takes to get the goals you set, because you've made that commitment with yourself. You made that bond that, that you've made with your subconscious mind. It will help you to achieve what you need to achieve. So, today's episode is about commitment and doing that. And one of the things I want to add with the commitment topic is you need to commit to do what it takes. And a lot of times you can't do it by yourself. And one of the things that we recommend, as part of that commitment is get an accountability partner to help you. And that's, building the relationships with somebody who can help you, keep you on track and keep you going when you're losing some motivation or whatever is very important. I'm involved in several mastermind groups, and that's really what we're talking about, is having a mastermind. And Napoleon Hill talks about that as one of the two main concepts in successful goal achievement in his books, Think and Grow Rich. The first one in that list is to get like minds together, create a mastermind, whether it's one person or multiples, to be able to drive each other and keep each other accountable and do the things that you need to do to make sure that everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. Again, you can't do it alone. So, Napoleon Hill talks about masterminds, and accountability partners are very good people to have. I have a couple people that I coach and counsel, and, more of an accountability partner than anything else. But, I do have some coaching clients and people that I work with because, we have a like mind. We've got shared goals, things that we want to be successful in a lot of the things we do. So I work with them to help keep them accountable to what they have set their goals, the commitments that they've made. And we work with each other. We get together with each other, typically weekly, bi-weekly, whatever. And we talk and see how each other's doing. What are some of the things that they're having problems with this week? What are their successes, so that we can get excited together about those and cheer each other on. But it's important to have somebody with you in that commitment. Now, I'm going to make a big comment here, and it's going to tick some people off potentially, but you have to be very careful when you do that. You want to find somebody that is like-minded, and that's not always your family, your friends, even your spouse. Sometimes it's tough to get that, but you want to find people who are like-minded, people who are going to support you, counsel you, not necessarily be yes man to you, but somebody that is an honest supporter that will tell you the right, the wrong, and, things that you can do good. And if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, to keep you on track with that. You got to have that particular accountability. I'm involved in a podcasters mastermind group, and we set up accountability partners to help us reach our goals that we have for setting up our podcast. I have 2 accountability partners right now that I work with in that particular area. So not only have the 2 that I work with on my benefit, but also for myself and the other partners part of this group, I have some accountability partners that we work together with. And we're getting started, getting ready to build some relationships and start working with that. So get an accountability partner. And the reason I say make sure it's somebody of like minds, I want you to be very careful. You have to steer away from negative people who aren't really supporting you in your endeavors, that, aren't really in there. And, you have to steer away and avoid at all costs what I like to refer to as empires. Empires, not vampires, but ampires, AMPIRES. And the reason I call them empires is because, an amp, I was an electronic technician and went through training in the military for electronics repair. And an amp is a measurement of electricity and measurement of power. And an empire is the person that just sucks the living energy out of your goals, your life, and your dreams, and just sucks that energy away. You get into, those people, you've got in a room with them, or you hung around somebody that just oh man, they just suck the energy out of the air. Just being around them, you got to avoid those people. They will suck your dreams. They will suck your energy. You won't be able to do anything that you need to do to be successful and to get the goals you set if you hang around Empire. So you really want to watch out for those people. Beware the Empire. I can't really stress that enough. It's very tough to do that. So the more you can avoid the Empire, I don't think there's any garlic or anything you can put around your neck or garlic breath, but you really need to mainly just keep staying positive. And when you get around somebody that starts, throwing out some negative crap and telling you can't do this, you can't do that. We have enough of that with our subconscious mind sometimes. We don't need other people telling us the same thing. So when you get to those people or around those people, you need to avoid those people. Even if they're family, friends, and things like that. Jim Rohn and one of my mentors, John Lee Dumas, always talks about you're the average of the 5 people you spend time with. And, if the people that you're hanging around with are negative and anti-success or anti-goal setting, people, you really shouldn't hang around those folks. You need to be around the people that are going to help you, that are going to give you excitement and give you energy and, pump you up when you need that energy and that excitement in your life to keep you going for your goals. So stay away from empires, make a commitment, find an accountability partner that will hold you to that commitment and keep you going. Those are really big things within the goal getting program that I teach. And the goal getting, don't just set them, get them. It's very important to make a commitment. We can say that we want to do something, or we're going to do this goal, or we're going to do these, but it really helps us psychologically and in our subconscious mind if we make that physical commitment by creating that goal setting or goal promissory note with ourselves that we are going to do what it takes to pay that bill, that we're going to do what it takes to achieve what we're going to do. And that's a key. That's, leads up into some of the more advanced goal getting techniques we'll be covering later in our programs to overcome the negative programming that our subconscious mind has, where we ignore those limiting beliefs and change them from limiting beliefs to positive, action-oriented, goal-setting dynamo beliefs that we want to have in our subconscious mind. And we're going to talk about how you can do that as we start moving out of the goal-setting stage and more into working with our subconscious mind and that commitment that we have, that signing those commitment documents, those goal promissory notes will help you get to where you need to be when you want to change some of that subconscious negative limiting beliefs that you may have. So, I want you to go out, have a great week, write down your goals, write down an action plan, create a measurement worksheet so you can track the things that you do on a daily basis. Fill that out, figure out how much you're going to pay yourself or what kind of measurement you're going to use for your goals, and then do what you need to do. Sign that commitment. Tell yourself that you are making an agreement with yourself that you're going to do what you need to do. And then just go out and do it. Get that accountability partner, get that mentor or mastermind group to keep you accountable, to keep you going where you need to go and out and having a good time achieving the goals that you've put before you. And you can do it. And it really does help to make that commitment. So I'm going to go have fun on a cruise, get my daughter married off and to a wonderful young man, and they are having a great life, and I'm excited for them. We're going to go on another cruise, which I love cruising. We can talk about that at another time if you haven't been on a cruise. I highly encourage it. It's to me, one of the most fun vacations I can take, where I can relax, get unplugged from pretty much everything, except for, books and, podcasts and other things that I can record on my devices, but it keeps me away from the Facebooks and the Twitters and the things on a daily basis that I tend to get involved in that take me away from getting the things that I need to do done and achieving the goals that I need to get. So have a great week. I'm going to go have some fun, and I'm excited. I'm going to see some commitment be done and maintain my commitment and have a great life. And we'll talk to you next week on Goal Getting Podcast. This is Tony Woodall, and we'll talk with you soon. Hello, Goal Getter Nation. This is Tony Woodall again. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, if you liked the interviews that we've had the last couple of episodes, please go to our show notes and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel, what you're learning, and if that is a beneficial type of episode for you. I've got another one coming up in a week or so. A great friend of mine, Weta Brown from WetaBrown.com. She'll be out talking with us about her program. She's a wellness consultant and exercise consultant. She does great work, and we'll have her on the show here next week, I believe, and you'll enjoy speaking with her. She's, like I said, an old friend of mine. We worked together in the past, and she is just tearing it up in the fitness and wellness and nutritional circuits, and I'm very excited about helping her get the goals she sets, and we will talk with her next week. What I would like to also let you know is, we talked about commitment today, and I'm very committed to helping you get the goals you set. And if I can help you in any way, please let me know. You can always go to the show notes or to Twitter. I'm on @TonyWCMB, or you can go to @GoalsPodcast and leave a tweet for me on either one of those. I would appreciate if you followed me on there. And if you like the show, please go to iTunes and check out our show on iTunes. There's a link to that on our show notes page at goalgettingpodcast.com. We would appreciate any comments you have on the show, on our ratings and reviews within iTunes. Would appreciate if you left one of those, an honest review. Let me know what you think of the show. And again, as part of my commitment, I still want to let you know that we do have my ebook, 9 Steps to Successful Goal Achievement, out there that you can pick up for free by going to goalgettingpodcast.com/9steps ebook, 9 steps ebook, the number 9 steps ebook at goalgettingpodcast.com/9 steps ebook. And you can download a copy of the ebook about 9 steps to successful goal achievement. We talk about all the things that we have talked about in the show in that book, because that's kind of the textbook for the goal getting, don't just set them, get them program that I created a few years ago. And we're going to be getting into some more meat of the podcast when we start talking about, the subconscious mind, how it can hinder and sometimes sabotage our goal setting and our goal achievement and our success. And we want to be able to overcome that subconscious mind. So we're going to start talking more in depth about the mind, how it works, how the subconscious works, and ways that you can get around and reprogram any negatives that may be in there and put those into positive, success-oriented thoughts and belief systems instead of limiting belief systems. So I really want to thank you for listening. Please leave a comment. Let me know how you're feeling, what you're thinking. If there's anything we can help you with, let me know. Let us know what some of your goals are, how we can help you with that. One of the things I talked about on this show was that you need to have a mastermind group or an accountability partner. If you need somebody to help hold you accountable, we do have a Facebook page at, you can go search Goal Getting Podcast on Facebook, and it'll take you to our Facebook page. We can talk to you there. It's an open page. It's not a membership page or anything. If you feel like it, talk about, some of your goals that you have and how we might be able to help you achieve those goals. We want to be like-minded with you to help you achieve those goals. And again, as I mentioned earlier, stay away from the empires. They'll just suck your energy and suck it dry, and you'll lose your momentum that you may have. So have a wonderful week. I look forward to speaking with you next week, and we'll hopefully have Weta on there next week. If not, the week after that. It depends on her timing and scheduling. She's very busy with clients and things these days. So we will do our best to get her on the show. And if you have an idea of somebody you'd like to talk with or like to have on the show, let me know who that might be in our, comment section of our show notes on goalgettingpodcast.com. And, we'll see if we can't get them on the show. I'm hoping to find somebody to help you get, good positive techniques and skills that, they can share information to help you achieve goals that you may have, whether it's a business goal, fitness goal, just a career goal or just a life goal that you want to achieve, to have somebody who can help you get through and, learn some new things for achieving that goal. So we're going to be talking to different people on the show, unless you tell me you don't like that. If you tell me it sucks, please don't, have anybody else on the show. You just talk to me, and I would appreciate you giving me that kind of feedback. Let me know what you think. And, so I'm harping on trying to get some feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. You guys have a great, great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, and make today a great day.